I think GearHouse is definitely one of those things that people are going to look back at and say, you know, when that happened, things kind of changed around it. To actually have something that is so professionally put together, it's kind of no expenses spared to make the best content in terms of music come out of GearHouse. There's no comparison at this point in time. You know, you kind of look everywhere and all you can see is things dealing with sound, whether it be amps, instruments, gear, boards, people, and it suddenly feels like this is the place that you want to kind of hang out at. Apart from that, you get really good samosas here, so I think that was a definite up. I think Sound.com was one of the few sound companies where we used to not get that stressed because of the fact that, you know, we knew that there'll be a sound engineer at the back of the board who knew what they were doing and who knew our sound and who got a three-piece band. It's something that the band and personally I valued quite a lot. The main thing about Zero is that the four of us are literally have known each other since the time we didn't know how to play an instrument, and we actually have learnt playing our individual, if I say instruments it will sound weird, but our individual instruments at the same time. You know, Sid and me used to actually swap, and I would play the drums for a while, he would play bass. I started playing lead with Warren, and we've kind of, you know, gone on this adventure of learning music together, and Zero happened along the way. The kind of equation we share when we come together as Zero is something that we treasure too much to kind of just completely let go. Whenever we all happen to be in town, it just seems like natural that we come together and play a show. For the last 4 odd years, I don't think we've really rehearsed before a gig. We've just met at soundcheck, we've run through a couple of songs and we just go up and, you know, do our thing. And I think that every time we do something different and the energy is just very different. So we wanted to retain the same thing here. It was more a feel, a vibe thing, you know. The minute we came into the GearHouse, we were like, okay, this is how it feels, and there are a couple of fans here, and this. The only thing that we actually pay a little bit of attention to is the fact that we all need to be on a particular tempo. So that's the only thing. So whoever remembers the tempo leaves, and after that everything is on autoplay. My first one was surprisingly a hard K 4-string, which my brother bought back for me from London. It was a mini bass, so it was like a mini stock, not a full fret. And that was something that I think I used for a long time, till I again got as a gift my first 5-string, and that's something that I continue to play. But along the way, I've kind of played the Ernie ball, which I quite like. I think that's a very fat sounding, a 4-string Yamaha, which is a through neck. And from an amp perspective, you know, Fender amps, I've owned a 300 solid state. Warren used to actually carry his Marshall along, but I would only carry the head along, and we'd plug into whatever we got. Today you can at least expect a bass amp on stage when you get onto stage. Earlier they were like, dude, what? No, there's a keyboard amp and guitar amp, so you guys figure out whatever you need. Traditionally, bass guitar players have always been the guys who have not got any other role in the band. A lot of people have that notion that, man, if you can't do anything else in the band, you just play the bass guitar and it's fine. For me personally, because of the fact that I moved from, you know, lead guitar to rhythm to drums to finally settling on bass, I can't imagine how is it that I didn't settle on it initially, because it's got rhythm and melody. A lot of bands nowadays are actually incorporating keyboards, and you know, there's tracks, and But the fact that you've got someone that's thinking rhythm and melody at the same time with everyone else is definitely an advantage. And anyone who's thinking of picking up the bass, I would say if you like to dance, if you like melody, and if you can keep a beat, you know, these three things, doing it together, it's not easy doing it. So if you can actually do that together, the bass guitar is the best instrument that you can pick up.